We have, let's see, I had it right here. The 10 best movies that are about movies. Or we can do 10 great crime films that are based on true events. I'll give you the choice of those two. Anyone?
I always like movies about movies.
Yeah, movies about movies, dude.
Okay, there we go. Let's do this.
Yeah, man.
I'm panning down. Number 10. This is from tasteofcinema.com. Oh, God, quit with the pop-ups. Hang on.
I didn't do it, man.
I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm trying to get to page 2, and I keep getting pop-ups. Okay. Number 10. We've had this gentleman on the show, Mark Borchardt. American Movie.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Maybe higher on the list, I would say, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great documentaries of recent time. His name is Mark Borchardt, by the way, not Borchardt. But yes,
well,
Borchardt.
Even though I mispronounced his name, we like talking to each other. He was like, "You're a cool dude, man."
He is, but maybe a little too fond of the beer, shall we say?
Yeah. Number 9, The Purple Rose of Cairo.
Oh yeah. That's a great movie about movie watching, not just not movie making, but movie watching.
So is 8mm. I find that's for anyone who loves watching movies.
If you're going to go there, why not?
Okay.
That one strikes a little too close to home.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Number 8 is Ed Wood.
Oh yeah, definitely. Such a love letter to filmmaking.
Mike, is that the best movie Burton's made, in your opinion?
I still go back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure more than anything else with him, but I do love Ed Wood. I think that it was definitely the best later period Burton. So I definitely think that it's a terrific film, and there's just so much heart to it.
I agree. Number 7, Dean, you'll have a problem with this. Hugo.
Oh. Well, here's the deal.
I have no
Here's
problem
the deal with
Hugo,
though. The parts that do deal with movie making with George Méliès are really fantastic. So I do love that.
Yes.
I do love those parts of it. So I'm with it.
Number 6.
I think it was one of the worst marketed films ever.
Really?
You do?
Yeah, just that whole, to me, I thought it was going to be about a boy and his robot. So I was just so surprised when it ended up being about George Méliès. I was like, okay.
And I really hated it when they changed the title to Live, Die, Repeat. I thought that was terrible marketing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that happened to me.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Totally wrong.
Number 6 is Sullivan's Travels.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh, no God, that movie's so funny. Such a good movie.
It is. It is funny. It is funny, and it's. I would put that near number 1, unless I'm sure there's going to be some others though.
Yeah, there's 5 more.
Yes.
See how it works is the train moves, not the station. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is Singing in the Rain.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You can't really deny Singing in the Rain, right? I mean,
No, you can't. Especially not when Malcolm McDowell's singing it. But I mean,
yeah.
I rewatched it again recently, and it still holds up. It is still so good.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, I've used the word joy a couple of times in the show, but that movie to me is like pure joy.
Yeah,
it's great. Number 4 is, you know what? I'm ashamed to say, one of those movies that I still have never seen, and you guys are going to kill me. Number 4 is Cinema Paradiso.
Oh man, you should watch that immediately. You're going to love it.
Yeah, that's a great one. But that's all right. That's cool. No, we're not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you.
No, I mean, actually, you're lucky. You know what I say to people who haven't seen something that I think they should have seen. I really don't try and rake them over the coals. This is a piece of advice to everybody out there. Don't try and rake them over the coals. Just say, man, you're so lucky that you can be watching it for the first time. I wish I could be in your shoes.
Yeah. I mean, because people say that about movies like The Godfather and things. I know a lot of people have never seen those movies. I've never seen that. So I agree. I think, Dean, that's a great piece of advice to give.
But anyone that said, I got in an argument with somebody years ago who said that they were the biggest movie fan. They loved movies, and they hadn't seen The Godfather, just like you said. And
well,
I do have a problem.
I
do have a problem with that. I really do have a problem.
It is good to be self-aware.
Yeah.
It is good to be self-aware.
How could you like movies, though, and not know... Look how they massacred my boy. How could you not know that? And I'm sorry. How could you...
I do think that if you say you're a movie lover and you haven't seen The Godfather, you do deserve to be raked over the coals a little bit. Sorry.
You deserve to be run off the road.
I don't feel guilty now. Okay. Their number 3 would actually be my number 1, because it's on my top 10 favorite movies, is 8.5.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
The end-all, be-all of all movies about filmmakers, for sure, and filmmaking. And, yeah, absolutely. The one to measure all other movies by, even All That Jazz, which I would possibly put in my top 10, but probably not before 8.5, like if I was to be truthfully honest.
Number 2 is, on their list, is Mulholland Drive.
Interesting. I wouldn't have put that on this list. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have put this on this list either. I mean, it is about that, but it's not. It's not. The filmmaking in it is really a side element.
It's not about making movies. I mean, you can say that it's about Hollywood. You can probably say that, but not about making movies necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do that, put Day of the Locust on there.
I mean, yeah.
I would put that on there. There are already a couple that I want to add when this is done. So.
Okay, you'll have your chance.
I have a feeling
after I reveal the number 1. Number 1.
I know what it's going to be.
Number 1, of course. Burn Hollywood Burn, the Alan Smith. No, that's not it. That's
I wasn't even thinking that. But okay.
Number 1 is Sunset Boulevard.
Okay, that's on there. That deserves to be. There are at least 2 though. I would put on there: Hooper and the Stuntman.
I like the Stuntman a lot better. Hooper's fun, but I like the Stuntman.
No, but Hooper's. I saw Hooper first. Okay, just give me a break. But Hooper and the Stuntman I put on there. I also. Where's the player? Where's the player?
Yeah, that's the one I wrote down. Yeah, the player and Barton Fink were the 2 I wrote down.
And SOB.
Oh my God! Yes.
Martin Fink, and then Blake Edwards' SOB is another one I'd put on there.
Another great one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I would put on there. But
well, they did a 20, so their last 10 are Film Geek, Tropic Thunder, Broken Embraces, The Blair Witch Project, Barton Fink, This Film Is Not Yet Rated, Inland Empire, Shadow of the Vampire, Adaptation, and The Artist. You know, this film is not yet.
A lot of those are very inventive choices.
Yeah.
Instead of This Film Is Not Yet Rated, I'd put Heart of Darkness on there. Hearts of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
In the top 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I put a Heart of Darkness. Definitely. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
But
it seems like they should split it up between documentary and narrative film.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. Yeah, definitely.
Because documentaries about making movies, whole other thing.
And I like several of them, but all of them pale in comparison to Hearts of Darkness, because every film shoot ever pales in comparison to Apocalypse Now. Is there a more dramatic film shoot? You know. Anyway, I'd like to see a documentary on Baby Jane. I really would. I know that one exists, but it's really sanitized. I'd like to see the real thing.
Hey, a friend of mine, while I was at this real quick, but while I was up in New York City, my friend, a friend of mine had let me know that they had a friend that has been talking about for a decade now, doing a movie about the making of Peter Bogdanovich's They All Laughed.
Wow.
And he'd been talking about it, and then my friend said, "Yeah, and now his movie has premiered to really great reviews at Venice, at the Venice Film Festival."
Mm.
So there is a documentary out there about this movie with.
oh wow!
So I think that's a really interesting movie to do a documentary about.
I wonder if I could get Peter Bogdanovich to talk about Dorothy Stratton. I wonder if
I bet
he
you
do
could.
that.
Yeah,
Probably
I never
not.
broached the subject with him, but
It's probably a good idea not to.
Well, I feel empowered because this episode that I'm working on now, this woman banged everyone, rich and famous, and I've actually been reaching out to these people saying, you had relations with this person in the 70s. Would you mind coming on and talking about the crickets? I haven't heard back anything, obviously. But
Total cricket.
Yeah. But what am I going to really say?
It sounds like you got enough to juggle with this show anyway without having a
Tell me about the three-way. I mean, beyond that question, there's really no other place to go. So it'll be a short interview. Okay.
By the way,
tell us
the name of that documentary on Bogdanovich is called One Day Since Yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Something to look forward to.
I want to watch it. I want to watch that and the Island of Dr. Moreau documentary.
That looks good, man.